Hello everyone, welcome to another video about FIFA 23. We've had an update, a title update as you can see guys, but I'm not really going to be touching on the update. I'll read these notes quickly, but I'm going to be talking about FIFA 23 in general. But anyway, the latest title update is now available and includes changes below FIFA Ultimate Team. Let's skip past this bit, because who cares about FIFA Ultimate Team? Millions of people do. I do not like that mode. Gameplay. Made the following changes. Chip penalty shots can only be performed towards the middle third section of the goal. Adjusted chip penalties, blah 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 blah. Goalkeepers could sometimes react too quickly to certain shots. Sorry guys, but what's happened is I recorded this footage earlier and I was skimming through it really quickly, so I can't read this in real time with you here. They've made some changes to ground passes. As it says there, it would result in the ball travelling, whatever it said, because again, I've skipped past it. This isn't a very good beginning to this video, is it guys? But there's been a title update. Like I've already said, this footage I recorded about 20 minutes ago. And I'm going to give you my thoughts. Again, not just on this update, but in general. FIFA 23 in general, in career mode, single player, how this damn thing plays. Is it the hot mess that I have put as the title of this video? No, it's not clickbait. You will not get clickbait on this channel. There's Brendan Rodgers in his pink suit. Yes, it is a hot mess. And I'm going to explain to you why I think it's a hot mess. This is the Series X version, guys, so current gen. Press conferences are more or less the same in career mode. That title update did state that they have fixed some things with these press conferences, especially post-match, because I found in post-match they were extremely broken. They've fixed that. They won't ask you unnecessary questions now, apparently, because I did get a few last night when playing this. On last gen, we will touch on last gen in a bit. So here we go guys, Aston Villa away, Leicester City I'm playing as, away at Aston Villa. And that is the first thing that I really dislike about FIFA 23 is the schedule. Why is the calendar not the official calendar? Is it because we've got a World Cup coming up in real life? But anyway, that's just a minor bugbear guys, and I'll get to why that annoys me on the next fixture. But anyway, gameplay. So this is normal speed. Normal speed, guys. You cannot play this game in slow pace. If you switch this game down to slow pace, you will get goal fests. Every game will end 4-4 or 5-4 to me, or 6-5 to the CPU, etc. This is legendary difficulty, 6-minute halves, guys. Like I say, default speed, no sliders. And look at the game, man. It whizzes around so quickly, doesn't it? Whizzes around so damn fast. Where to begin with this game? Now, I did do the review, kind of a first impressions video a few weeks ago, where I said that I didn't know where I stand with this game. There are things that I love or I like about it. There's not much I love. There's things I like about it. There's a lot I don't like about it. I didn't even score this game because you can't. Because FIFA evolves, and that's being kind. It changes over time with updates, because EA update the hell out of this with live tuning. If you didn't know, that became apparent, or that was a thing from FIFA 22 onwards. Oh, Johnny Evans is sent off. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, so live tuning, guys, is basically where EA will update the game without updating it, if that makes any sense. So they're kind of just, yeah, they'll live tune it in the background. I do think this title update today is an actual update that's pulled down. With the Series X, a bit different to PS5, it sort of quietly, look at the goals shake there. It sort of quietly pulls down updates in the background without really telling you at times, or at least that's my findings. But anyway, everything is end to end, guys. This video's got no structure, by the way, okay? It's just me having a rant here. It's me. I've recorded some footage. The footage looks a bit ropey. I've captured it directly from the Series X onto a USB stick. USB stick is in my laptop, hence why the footage looks a bit grainy and a bit dodgy. This game, in real life, if you like, looks much better than it does here. But yeah, end to end, passes, just pinging all over the place. It's just not very good, is it? It's not very... This is on the pitch. Off the pitch is full of weird glitches and bugs as well, guys. But on the pitch is where it matters the most. I can put up with weird stuff happening off the pitch if the on the pitch gameplay is really good. But it's not. It's not. Everything's at 150 miles per hour. And like I've already said, if you pull it down to slow speed, guys, what happens is your centre-backs, so on your team and the CPU side, they spread apart so far for some reason, and it's like they can't keep up with the gameplay. So here I decide that I better do something about Johnny Evans sending off. But yeah, back to the parting of the Red Sea, guys, or whatever the saying is. The centre-backs allow the striker to just run through them really quickly and really easily, resulting in really high scoring matches on slow pace. So you have to play this game normal pace. There are other YouTubers who have touched on this. It's not like some conspiracy. It's not like I've sort of made that up. Those are my findings. And this is from someone who does not like playing on normal speed in FIFA. I refuse to take this game online. There's no point, because this is the pace of it. End to end, end to end. Look at the CPU. Forward, 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 forward. And it's just boring. It's a boring game, guys. Scoring goals gives me no satisfaction whatsoever. So I think I do. I sim this match just because I wanted to show you another game, just to show you how the CPU plays. The training, guys, in career mode. Does anyone actually like training? Let me know in the comments. I can't stand it. It's so tedious. Like, I'm sitting there just pressing Y. Press Y to skip. Press Y to skip. Press Y to skip. This game's all over the place, man. It's just all over the place. It's such a bizarre experience. But yeah, back to the calendar. So look, I'm away again. 2 games in a row. Now this is the beginning of the season. So I started a new career just for the purpose of this video. And your first 2 fixtures away from home. That rarely happens in real football. Generally you get home game first or away game first. And then the next fixture will be different, won't it? Depending on what your first was, if that makes sense. But yeah, not in this, guys. We've got the fake fixtures. 2 away games in a row at the beginning of the season. It's just, again, all over the place. There's loads of weird graphical bugs in this next gen or current gen version as well. Now, I did say I'd touch on the last gen version. This is a good place actually to start. Last gen, I find, plays a better game. Generally, it's still a hot mess. Like FIFA 23 on PS4, Xbox One, Series X, and PS5. And PC, I guess, because it's going to be the same as this version, Series X version. It's a hot mess, whatever platform you play it on. But with that being said, on last gen, I enjoy it a tad more. Now, some of you are saying, why the hell have you bought this last gen and current gen? I haven't, guys. This has been used in the EA Play trials. So I got to use, you get 10 hours with each if you didn't already know. Free on Game Pass if you are Game Pass Ultimate subscriber. And yeah, I captured some last gen footage which I will show you playing in slow speed. And it's a tighter game. You still get the high score lines in slow pace, but it's a tighter game. You see less weird stuff happening. It's also a slower game on default speed. Last gen, for some weird reason, is a slower pace game. And I think the reasoning behind that is next gen, or current, I gotta stop saying next gen, current gen, I don't think the game can handle this hypermotion BS, this marketing gimmick. Yes, the animations look better on next gen. Current gen, that's the last time I'll say next gen, guys. That was the last time, okay? Hit the thumbs down on this video if I say next gen again. I've given you authority to do so. Yeah, hypermotion. It's like the game can't deal with it. And like I've already said, animations do look a lot better on current gen. But that's where the kind of praise begins and ends when it comes to the damn... I was going to call it an engine. It's not an engine. Frostbite is still the engine, unfortunately. Did you see that then? When you strike the ball, or the CPU strikes the ball in the current gen version, it's got this weird graphical trail effect behind the ball. Like this blurry effect. It was in FIFA 21, it was in FIFA 22, it's now in FIFA 23. Amateur hour. This game, guys, is basically now FIFA Ultimate Team. I don't know why EA just don't do away with this sort of FIFA careers mode and all that kind of thing. Just call the whole package, call the product FIFA Ultimate Team 23, because this is just like playing squad battles or whatever they're called against the CPU in FIFA Ultimate Team. It's no different. It's end to end, a ping pong fest, basically. And it's not very good, guys. It's just not a very good game. It is a hot mess. And I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed again this year. And, you know, this is the last FIFA title. Will EA Sport FC, or whatever it's going to be called next year, I think it is EA Sport FC, is the branding for it, or is the name of the game, will be the name of the game. Is that just going to be Ultimate Team? I'd be kind of glad if it is. I don't have to keep making these videos every year then and annoying you all with the same old, like, single player is, or football gaming is dead, modern football gaming, because the classic football gaming is still fun to play. I got no enjoyment, guys, capturing this footage this morning. No enjoyment whatsoever. It's not football to me. It's just end to end to end to end. And I know I keep saying that, but it is. Look at it. And you might say, or someone will say in the comments, I'm sure, you sliders, to an extent, you'll be right saying that. You will be right saying that. But you shouldn't have to sit there spending your free time working out how to make a video game play better. Because we didn't have to do that with the classic PES games, did we? And I do mess around with sliders in this video, guys, or I generally do anyway when I play. I always lower values like the sprint speed and the pass speed and that kind of thing. I'm kind of just fed up doing that though now, because what seems to happen is you'll mess around with some sliders and it will fix the pace of the game, but it will break other areas. It will make it easier, for example, because the CPU just isn't coded to play slower, so it just breaks the game, and then you just end up winning 4 or 5-0 every time you play, and that isn't fun either. So it's all over the place, and like I've already said, I'm disappointed. But let's quickly have a look at the footage, the Xbox One footage, so last gen. So like I've already said, the Xbox One, or the last gen version, it feels tighter to me. It feels like, yeah, it's not struggling under the weight of Hypermotion version 2.0 or whatever it's called on Series X. Visually, it's okay. It feels a lot like FIFA 22, last gen version of FIFA 23 to me. It's better. It is better than FIFA 22, but it's still a hot mess. It's just still a hot mess, guys. So this is slow. When we get to the gameplay, this is slow. And as you can see, that's a decent pace. That's okay. That's bearable, isn't it? That's like, I don't know, it's like an old PES game in a way. That pace is, to me, I think it is, in my opinion. But pitches and all that kind of thing don't look very nice on last gen compared to the current gens of the Series X, PS5 and PC. It's not as vibrant. But this doesn't have the weird graphical stuff going on, guys, that you get with current gen. You don't get that, like I pointed out earlier, that trail behind the ball when you shoot wide or you score with the ball. kits generally don't seem to be sparkling, sort of oversaturated bright red or bright white on the last gen. So again, it's all over the place on current gen, and it's a little better on last gen. And I find gameplay more enjoyable on last gen. Again, I'm going to use that word, it's tighter. Now, on slow, it's not as bad in regards to the high score lines, or at least that's what I found with the hour or so I spent on last gen, but it's there. It's there. You might see it in this footage, guys. I can't remember. This is just a friendly I'm playing with Ajax against PSV, but you might see it where like I said, the centre-backs, the CPU centre-backs, they part really wide, and you can just run through the middle. It doesn't happen on normal speed. From my findings, it only happens in slow speed. There are people online, or there is a forum, Operation Sports. It's a great forum. The guys on there, the community there, they really do work hard, guys, trying to get sliders out for everyone to experiment with, and PSV score. And they claim, or rather, they claim is the right word, that putting acceleration up to 51, so +1 off default, on both last gen and current gen, fixes your issues with slow pace and high score lines. And I did experiment, and they're right, guys, to an extent. That does fix it. But what happens with that is, when you're pumping up acceleration on this game, even by that 1 point over default, it just makes your players do weird animations. It makes them glide around the pitch even more. It makes it all look broke, or more broke than it already is. But this is like I said, the last gen version. I'm sure many of you have played this version who haven't got your hands on the PS5 yet, or the Series X yet. It's cheaper, obviously, but if you are curious about FIFA 23, you don't want to spend the money on the current gen version, you can pick this up in some places, guys, physical, so the CD version, the Blu-ray version of the game. See, on slow pace, look at that. He just goes through the space at the back of my defense with ease. Luckily there, I defended him off, but there you go. There it is, guys. That happens on slow pace all the time. All the time. So it's a no-go area for me. FIFA has to be played in slow pace in single player, as I do the Daniel Sturridge dance. Remember him? Liverpool legend and England legend, Daniel Sturridge. Yeah, FIFA 23, guys, it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. There's so much more to say. I should have made notes, really, but, I mean, I've been talking to some of the guys on the FIFA Careers subreddit. They're all the same over there. They all think the same. High score lines, players or youth players just growing. This is career mode now, but your youth players just growing at rapid rate, way too fast. Regardless of if their potential was 60 or 90, they just turn into superstars. And just a host of other stuff, guys. Weird visual glitches of just like code, where EA have forgot to remove the placeholder text, if that makes sense to anyone. So you just see these long code words. I've seen that happening in my career mode. It's just a mess. They're charging 70 quid for this, aren't they? Or 80 quid in some places. Next gen. Hit the thumbs down button, guys. I said it again. Yeah, it is what it is. It's FIFA. It's more of the same. If you like FIFA Ultimate Team last year, you'll love FIFA this year, but it's just tedious now. It's just a tedious game. They can give us all this hyper motion gimmick stuff every year. They can give us the new marketing spin, whatever it's going to be next year, but it's always the same old guff, and it has been for years now. Football gaming, from a single player perspective, and I've said this on the channel many times, and Dave has, when Dave has joined me on this channel, we've both said it, football gaming is over. In where we are now, 2022, it's over unless you love FIFA Ultimate Team and collecting Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, whoever the meta player is. I mean, if you take a look at certain forums or Reddit, like the FIFA subreddit, so not FIFA careers, but the general, people don't even talk about football as a sport or the game mechanics. They just talk about, oh, I've managed to get De Bruyne. I've got De Bruyne now. I've got Halloween edition De Bruyne, so he's on a special sort of black card with a pumpkin on his head. Do you know what I mean? That is what it is now. It's a loot crate game. It's a gambling. Essentially, it's an experience for gambling, or a gambling experience, I should say. But yeah, it's over. If you're a single player football gamer and you enjoy career mode, no amount of sliders is fixing this, guys, because I've tried. It's just over, and I'll just go back and play PES 5 for my fix and that kind of thing, because I have fun with those games still. The new football games, I'm not even going to mention eFootball, even though I just did. That's dreadful. It's not even worth discussing from a single player perspective, because there is no single player, essentially. But yeah, anyway, guys, hit this video up with a like. Most of you have already hit the dislike, because I keep saying next gen, so you can do it again. Have an awesome weekend, guys, as we approach the weekend as I'm recording this. And I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Next gen.